fading. We gotta go. I'll get my car.
What mine?
Yours. I gotta get me one of those.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Batdan's Discussions. So, a clip released recently of the new Suicide Squad game that just released today. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and, well, a bunch of new clips released, but there is one in particular where they kill Batman, and a lot of people are upset about it. You know, with Kevin Conroy being dead and this being one of his last performances, and just the overall disrespect to Batman and the Arkham franchise. And I thought, you know what? I want to give my thoughts on this. And since this is a Suicide Squad game, I decided to wear my hat that I've worn for previous Air Cut videos since, Suicide Squad. And what up? We got our very own Zack Snyder in the chat again using his Sin Havoc burner account. What up? Video Game Dan. Well, I'm actually about to bring on a video gamer right now because I can't do a gaming stream without a gaming expert. So please welcome as I bring on TeladiaPlays. How are you, man?
Hey everybody, thanks for having me on Batman to talk about video games with you.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's something I haven't really done on this channel before, and I'm really excited to branch out a little bit. And because, I'll be honest, I barely have had time to play video games myself. I've been so busy. Every time I try to do something, life gets in the way. So this weekend, though, I'm going to get into video games. I'm going to play the Star Wars game, the Jedi Survivor. Shows how behind I am, but... And we also got Zack Snyder saying hi to you. So if you don't know Teladia, I say that this is the Zack Snyder using a Sin Havoc burner account. I think Sin Havoc is really Zack Snyder. And we got Zod right in the chat. What up, man?
Hey, what's up, Zod? How you doing, my dude?
So yeah, I'm really excited to have you come on and just talk this very topic.
Oh yeah, there's a lot I can talk about this because there's a lot that I know that some people don't know. So,
Well,
so
let's get started.
Where should we start?
Well, before we get into the main topic, I'm not going to have a proper stream to really address this. So I wanted to address this now. Is yesterday we lost Carl Weathers. I knew him the best, to be honest, and I forgot his name. I looked it up right before the stream, but the guy who played the Mandalorian, that character's name. He played Karga, I think his name was. Okay, he played Grief Karga. Yeah, so that's where I know him from, but I know he's famous for a lot of other stuff. I guess, what about you, Teladia? Did you know him from...
Yep, I remember. I know him from obviously Mandalorian, but I know him from Predator, even from the Rocky movies, and also from Happy Gilmore as well. He was in that with Adam Sandler.
Apollo Creed. Okay.
Yep.
And yeah, just it's such a tragic loss. Another, I mean, 76, I think he was. I mean, not young, but still too young to die, in my opinion. Just
Yeah.
tragedy. It's just a tragedy all around. And I always like to Law and Order. Okay. And I always like to, honor these actors who entertain us on the stuff that we talk about. So, here's to you, Carl Weathers. You will be missed. I guess, do you have anything you want to add, Claudia?
Yes, I'll definitely miss him. That's for sure. And you know, condolences to his family, really.
Wow, he's in a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad all around. And but the best thing we can do to honor the people that to honor these celebrities that have entertained us is to continue to talk about the stuff, talk about the geek stuff they were in, talk about all the fun, nerdy stuff that they did, and talk about their work and celebrate their work. That's the best way to honor that. And I don't have anything coming up right now with him, but I'm sure I will again at some point. I'm sure I'll talk some more Mandalorian on this channel, so be on the lookout for that. But actually, we are going to talk about another actor of ours who passed away on this very stream. So I don't really know a good way to transition from that, so we're just going to kind of go
Go
with
with
it. So
yeah.
So anyway, Taladia, before we get into like this whole topic of has the Suicide Squad disrespected Batman? What's just your overall thoughts on this game? Gameplay, story, graphics.
The graphics are amazing for an Unreal Engine 4 game. The gameplay is really fun and addictive. Like once I got into it, I didn't stop playing it. Like I did like 3 hours. I was supposed to stop at 3 hours, but I ended up doing an extra hour because I was hooked onto it so much. So it became like one of those things that, oh, I have to stop at one point. Um, the the combat is really smooth. Um like the the graphics for a next gen game, by the way, the graphics for a next gen game, that looks really cool. Like that's my take, obviously, and I understand what Zod's saying. From a previous Arkham game, I would agree to him to that certain degree. Like comparing it to Arkham Knight, definitely is a little bit of a step down, but for a PS5 game, it's kind of like really really cool.
Shouldn't the PS5 graphics be better than the PS4 graphics though?
Yeah, mind you, this is on an Unreal Engine 4. Batman Arkham Knight was done on a modified Unreal Engine 3.
So wouldn't an Unreal Engine 4 be better than 3?
Yeah, yes.
So, yeah, and I was like, they showed that Joker design. I saw that one image, and oh my god, compared to the Arkham games, he looks awful.
Oh, that that one I can. I don't really want to spoil it for anybody for that, but he is. Yes, he's a DLC character. That's what I can say.
I guess, does he look better than you see in that one image?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The if you're into looter shooter games, then this game is for you. If you're into like Division, Destiny, Borderlands, the the gameplay mechanics is similar to that. But if you're not into those types of games, you're into the Arkham style, which is like beat 'em ups, then maybe this game isn't for you.
And I guess that might be confusing to some people since the Rocksteady is insistent on putting this in the Arkhamverse.
Yeah, and I'll blame Warner Brothers on that one. I blame Warner Brothers.
Oh,
Hey, what's up, Skywalker?
what up, Skywalker? What up, Darth Plato? Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I'll put Warner Brothers on this one to to put connect this to the Arkhamverse, and knowing for a fact that a lot of Arkham fans aren't very happy about it. A lot of Arkham fans, and there's a reason for that.
And there'll be actually a completely separate topic for that, but I'm just curious. In your opinion, based on what you see in the story, I'm not talking about like behind the scenes stuff that they're saying over and over again. I'm talking about if you're judging the game as the game, playing the story on
Yeah,
that alone, does it feel like it's part of the Arkhamverse?
playing the game, going through it, it does feel like you're playing through, like you're going through the Arkhamverse, like it's part of the universe. Um, hey, what's up, Skywalker? But I I just think even once you're hooked on, it's like it's very difficult to let go. That's the problem that a lot of people are finding right now. One of my friends is actually he isn't a diehard Arkham fan, but hasn't stopped playing the game since day one, since pre-release.
Okay. Well, I mean, at least the gameplay is good.
Oh yeah, for the looter shooter based game, it's good for that. Yes.
And I guess overall, how's the story in your opinion?
Now I'm only up to chapter 3, so from my experience playing the first 3, almost finishing up 3 chapters, I can say I'm enjoying this. I can understand. I understand the I understand the objectives, and it's very confusing for me. Very confusing. Especially when you come to
Oh,
that certain part of the game. Like there's certain part of the game which confuses me. I'm just like, why do that to a certain character?
I mean, we're talking about the clip where Harley Quinn killed Batman. I already said it in the intro, so I
No,
mean that part.
no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is not a hot chick. They've redone her and made her into a little kid.
But how does that work when she was already a hot chick? Did she die in Arkham Knight?
Yeah, she died in Arkham Knight, and apparently she comes back to life and she's a little kid. Yes, Fat Dad.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about that when we get to the Arkhamverse section, and
Yes, Skywalker. I would recommend staying away from spoilers.
yeah, so the overall spoiler, we won't get into too many spoilers in this game. I mean, I haven't even really played the game myself, but we are covering a certain clip of Batman that, I mean, well, I mean, you know what the game's titled. We'll put it like that.
Yeah,
So that's the only thing that's going to get spoiled, though. Everything else is going to be spoiler free.
yeah.
But see, this man loves Zodwriter in the chat. Zodwriter is very non-filtered. He just says
He
his
just goes.
mind. He says
He
what.
just goes into it.
So
He knows.
overall, I guess
Go on.
so overall, it seems like the gameplay is good. It's the story that sucks.
Yeah, the story that sucks. The gameplay is good. That that's the fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's and to me in a video game, you need a good story too. You can't just have good gameplay. Like both are important because what fun is playing a game when oh, okay, yeah, yep, I saw that clip too.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
mean, Again, I mean, I don't think it's a big spoiler to say that the Justice League dies in this game. That's literally in the title. I mean, yeah, no
No
problem.
worries,
Thank you,
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the mayhem.
Yeah, and just catch us on replay afterwards, after you play the game.
Yeah, and let us know your thoughts in the comments afterwards.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
DM
interested.
me or DM me afterwards, Skywalker, and let me know how you thought about the game. Because I would love to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious too. I'm sure Sky will give his opinion on his channel too, so we'll check it out. So, the reason why I think the storyline is important, though, in my opinion, is this guy right here. The definitive Batman, in my opinion, is that whenever I read a comic book,
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy is the voice I hear. And when he died, and actually Veterans Day of 2022, or maybe that's when it was announced he died. He might have actually died the day before. I don't remember exactly, but it was announced on
It,
Veterans Day.
it was the same week as David and Frank's passing, which was in November, around about the same time as my birthday. So that's how I know.
Oh, and good, Skywalker. I'm glad you had a good stream there, and thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so okay, so he died the week of your birthday. Wow,
Yeah,
that
the week of my
sucks.
that sucks. Yeah, the week of my birthday, Kevin Conroy passes away, and then a few days later, Jason David Frank passes away, and I'm just like, this sucks.
That's the Power Ranger, right?
Yeah, the Green Power Ranger. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, that. So I mean, that's why a lot of us DC fans. So any project now that Kevin Conroy has done before he died that hasn't get released is treasured. So I think that's why a lot of people are very upset with this clip that got released of Harley Quinn killing Batman. And a lot of
yeah,
people are saying, this is disrespectful to Kevin Conroy. How could you do this for his last role as Batman? Well, two things. One is he still has Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part
yes,
3, supposedly. I know the Telltale or the
yep.
Cape Crusader,
Mhm.
that one got debunked, but Crisis on Infinite Earths supposedly is going to even play the Batman the animated series, like his original Batman.
Yes, and
And
furthermore, uh, hey, how you
anyway,
doing,
what you were
Ruth?
saying?
When it comes down to when it comes down to this, like for the game, if Kevin Conroy knew he was gonna die, if Kevin Conroy knew, oh, this would be his last thing, I'm sure he wouldn't have done it. But he signed up for the project. What do you
Yeah,
guys expect him to do? He signed up for this project, and he knew, like, to, like if you know what I mean, right? He knew that
yeah.
what would be the outcome. So it's not like he planned for himself to pass away.
Exactly, that's the other point I make too, is that they didn't know that when they were doing this game, that was gonna be one of Kevin Conroy's last times as Batman. Because I agree with you, Taladia. I'm sure that if he knew he was gonna pass away, they would have Warner Bros. Would have done some sort of special movie for him, or what I personally think, a Batman Beyond 2, where where old Bruce Wayne dies and Terry McGinnis now has to take over, like, fully take over. That would be a good send-off for I mean, here's the thing though, is that the lines were already recorded before
His
Kevin
death.
Conroy died.
Yeah.
I mean, what were they get I mean, they would have had to, I don't know, dig in the archives or something to find some old recordings of Kevin Conroy and putting them out there and like finding a way to incorporate them in the game so they could keep him alive or something. Like I don't know, but that's what
I
or they
mean,
could have done AI, but that would be too controversial now.
yeah, it's too controversial to do AI. Um, from what I know is that this isn't the end of Batman and the Justice League, right? So I'm just gonna leave it at that. right? Because I want you guys, once you guys play the game, I want you guys to experience it.
Yeah, I'll put it like this. I read the summary on Wikipedia and I read the ending on Wikipedia. I'm not gonna get into spoilers. I'm just gonna say the ending doesn't completely make up for it, in my opinion.
Yes.
And because I mean, for different reasons other than Kevin Conroy, we'll get into that in general. But I mean, at the end of the day, Kevin Conroy agreed to do this game. Kevin Conroy knew what was going to happen, and he probably had fun recording it. It was probably a good time for him. But it doesn't mean we have to disagree with the story. Doesn't mean that we have to, or agree with the story. Doesn't mean we have to agree with the direction or say it's not
Yeah.
disrespectful to other stuff. But in my honest opinion, I don't think I can say it's disrespectful to Kevin Conroy himself unless something comes out where they're like, well, they lied to Kevin Conroy about the title and he signed up for it and it was called Suicide Squad and the Justice League team up or something, or Suicide Squad saves the Justice League and he thought that the ending would be different. Something like that comes out, okay, then we can have a different conversation. But right now,
Thank you. Yeah, we just try and be entertaining as much as we can.
good. And that's always how it should be. I'm glad you have a good time watching, because it's fun to watch gaming streams. I've definitely watched those before. But for right now, though, I'm going to say Kevin Conroy. I can't say it's disrespectful to Kevin Conroy right now
Yeah.
because, and I'm sure if Rocksteady knew that it was Kevin Conroy's one of his last times as Batman, I'm sure they would have done something different. Especially because, ironically, Batman dies in such a not great way too. So it's like
Yeah.
I can see that there's a lot of symbolism with that, with Kevin Conroy dying, but again, they didn't know that he was going to die when they recorded the lines. I mean, could they? I don't know. Maybe they could have somehow had Terry Strong record new dialogue and be like, you were a great man, Batman. I'm sorry, and like give them a proper burial or something. I mean, could they have done that? Maybe, but there's a reason why voice acting is done so far in advance. Unless you're South Park, it takes so long to animate
Yeah.
afterwards. That's why, like, What If, for example, Chadwick Boseman. That's why Chadwick Boseman was in What If season one, because they had to record the lines so far in advance he was that he was able to do it. So,
Yeah, pretty much it's like that situation. Yeah, pretty much. It's the Chadwick Boseman situation. And
and
go on.
I was gonna say, and we'll get other stuff with him too, with Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. What are you gonna say?
And yes, I do feel that Suicide Squad Killer Justice League was forced into the Arkhamverse. I too agree with that. I think I think it was WB's doing. I don't think this was
Hold up, hold up, hold. We're gonna get anything you want to say about anything you want to say to wrap this up?
um yeah, just one thing though, just like guys, don't use Kevin Conroy's death to basically be like it's the be all end all of everything.
Yeah, I agree 100%. At the end of the day, you don't speak for people who are not alive, and Kevin Conroy agreed to do this game. If something comes out later, we can have a different conversation. But for now, Kevin Conroy agreed to do the game. He likely had a good time. And look, I'll say this, I don't even like everything that Kevin Conroy does as Batman. Like, I hated his live action appearance as Batman in the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths. That was abysmal. But at the end of the day, Kevin Conroy agreed to do it. So same thing with this game, in my opinion.
Hmm.
What up? What up, Socks? How are you? How
Oh,
are you feeling this fine day?
oh,
So,
socks. I got something for you, socks. 1 second. I got something for you. Yeah, I got my
here
socks for
are
you.
the socks for Teladia. He
You
has
wanted
them
my
for you.
I got my socks just for you.
So, in case you're curious, though, Socks mentioned on one of my streams that he hates musicals. So now I always sing for him when he comes on. So, Yeah, we'll get into some of these topics. So the reason why I kind of was cutting Taladia off is because we had a whole topic. So
Oh,
now
okay.
go back on that rant. Now go back on that rant that I cut you off from earlier.
Okay. So, y- like, I believe this wasn't a Rocksteady choice. This was Warner Brothers' idea. This was Warner Brothers forcing it down Rocksteady's throat to do a Suicide Squad Killer Justice League game instead of them for doing a Justice League game or a Flash game or a Superman game, right? And the thing is, the studio wasn't the same. After Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker leaving the studio, it was never the same. Plus, there was so many problems behind the scenes that caused, the developers going through a lot of problems where people leaving the studio because of so many problems. But yeah, like I said, like r- Rocksteady as a company right now, it's not the same. It's not the same company as it was 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's completely different. And and the fact is, Warner Brothers thought they could dig deep into fans' pockets and use Rocksteady as bait, basically, to say to them, okay, you know, you guys buy our Suicide Squad game, we'll show you how to make a really cool and really cool Justice League. But the fact just still remains, Rocksteady right now, this is the second shooter-based game that's got a rated 5 out of 10. Would you believe?
Wow. Yeah, and I agree with you, Sox. Asylum and City are great games. Those are to me the gold standards of video games. I mean, even I'll be honest, a lot of you, even Night went a little downhill for me in a lot of areas.
Yeah,
So like Rocksteady was already kind of going downhill because I mean, Night they lacked boss battles, they forced the Batmobile on you way too much. The story was not as good, but I think part of what happened with Arkham Knight though was Paul Dini he wrote Asylum and City. He left
yes.
and was replaced by guess whom? Just Jeff Johns of all people for the story. So I
Yeah.
think that explains a lot.
Yep, pretty much. After Paul Dini stopped doing work for Rocksteady, pretty much Rocksteady became like a corporate company that a corporate studio that basically was like, okay, well, we'll do anything you say now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's see, it shows that when a company, every person matters. And every like the entire team matters. So sometimes if you lose a vital person of the team, it can affect the whole product. And like Origins, for example, I think Origins was a good game. I think Origins actually, in my opinion, had the best story of all the Arkham games. Not necessarily
Hmm.
the best gameplay, but I think it had the best story.
What had the best story? I would say is Arkham Origins. Arkham City obviously is top, then Arkham Origins would be close second for sure.
See, I think Arkham City doesn't. I think Arkham City is the best Arkham game in my opinion. I think it has the overall best gameplay.
Yeah,
But I actually like both Origin and Asylum stories better.
yeah.
Arkham never change, Zod. Never change. What up, Geek Defense Initiative? Yeah, gameplay was not great. Gameplay, it had way too many glitches. I mean, that one wasn't made by Rocksteady. That was made by WB
Mm,
Montreal, but
yeah.
I still think Rocksteady still contributed in some aspects to that game, though.
Rocksteady gave the assets they have to WB Games Montreal. That I do know for facts.
Absolutely sucks. Absolutely, Arkham Origins is connected to the other Arkham games. I mean,
Fun
even the voice actor they got for Kevin Conroy, or for young Kevin Conroy, was phenomenal.
fun fact, they didn't acknowledge Arkham Origins in this game in Suicide Squad.
They did or didn't.
They did not in Suicide Squad.
But you know which game they did acknowledge it in?
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Like Arkham Knight is full of Arkham Origin references. See, and this is what kind of bothers me with. And again, no, I haven't played the game, so I can't really say too much. But I feel like there's too much stuff that's different from the Arkham franchise for this to be part of the Arkhamverse. Like Deadshot is they completely race swapped him. And now I want to clarify before I get a bunch of angry pitchforks and emails my way. In most cases, I am fine with it. But if you're going to continue a continuity, whatever race the character is in the beginning needs to say the same race in that universe. Just to clarify, that is my stance on that. So I'm trying to be careful how I word this because people are going to clip this and I'm going to get canceled. So if someone is one race in Arkham Asylum or in Arkham City and Origins, they need to remain that same race in the Suicide Squad game. He's going to put it as part of the Arkhamverse. Whether it's white, whether it's black, whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Asian, I don't care. But it needs to be consistent among the same universe.
Yes.
Now, maybe Taladia, you can confirm this for me. I heard they actually do somewhat explain that with Deadshot.
In some way they do, but in a James Gunn way type of it. Of how in the James Gunn way of how to explain it.
Well, that makes me feel much better, I say very sarcastically.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in animation, there's no reason to do it. Like you're literally like I understand like when you have actors in live action, you have to recast because you can't get the actor. But even then, you try to stick with the same race for that universe. But also in animation, you can literally draw them to look exactly the same. There's And I feel like they did it with Deadshot because they were trying to prop up Suicide Squad with Will Smith. That's popular, so they're trying to.
Yeah, and plus, you know, when they were making this game, it was round about the time when David Ayer's Suicide Squad was released, and then furthermore, James Gunn's Suicide Squad was also being released. So, because if you think about it, they were doing two Suicide Squad. I think that's mainly the reason why Warner Brothers pushed Suicide Squad extensively in this game, and that might be the reason. That might be the reason why they race swapped him.
Here's the thing: this would have been a fine move if this was its own universe. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like that's one reason why they should have just made it its own universe instead of trying to. Yeah, and that concerns me. I feel like Gunn gets way too much influence over different DCs.
Pretty much. It's pretty much whatever James Gunn has done and DC has done. That's why Warner Brothers are looking at this and being like, okay, we gotta make this game, and we gotta be synergy in it. That's the best way to put it. To have synergy to link to the movies. That's what they were trying to do.
And to be honest, I kind of like the idea of them connecting the games to the movies. I think that's a really cool idea. Although I don't know how can you do video games in continuity because it's not like every video game player is going to play the game the exact same way. But
And as Zod saying, Gunn has made a mockery of everything before his PC.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Um, Gunn has Gunn has been behind all of this. He's I don't understand what
wow.
that means. Cult.
Explain in the chat, Sin Havoc. See, this is what I mean. I don't want to get too off topic, but one reason why I like Cell so much for continuation of the Snyderverse is it gets DC licensed outside of WB, giving Gunn less control over it. So
Yeah, and I
that's
have a funny feeling James Gunn did have a hand in this Arkham franchise. Like as soon as he probably saw Suicide Squad, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put my hands into it."
well, the fact that James Gunn himself decided to speak up on the fact that they will not continue the Arkham franchise without Kevin Conroy. Yep, So yeah, so it seems like James Gunn ruined Arkham for us. Thank you, but not that Kevin Conroy not that the Arkham franchise needs to continue. I mean, this game or not, without Kevin Conroy, there's no need for the Arkham franchise to continue because here's the thing, Teladia. One thing that really bothered me about putting this in the Arkham verse is Arkham Knight. As many issues as I had with that game, it was still a really great send off, in my opinion, for the Arkham franchise. It was a great ending to it for that Batman. So you're gonna go back on that?
It's Warner Brothers. I'm telling you, Warner Brothers just get their hands. They get greedy for things.
Yeah. And here's the thing, if you wanted to do like an Arkham Knight continuation or an Arkhamverse continuation, what I would have loved to see is a Nightwing video game in Bloodhaven and, him dealing with the loss of Batman and and that'd be so cool. He could ride on his motorcycle thingy and
The
like
Battle
that
for the
would have been a
Cow.
good the what?
Battle for the Cow storyline. That would have been ideal for a Nightwing video game.
And here's yeah, exactly. And you're right. And here's the thing: as many issues as I have with Arkham Knight, I have fun replaying it. Like it's a game that I've
Yeah.
replayed because I still had a good time with it. So it's not like it's not really a Damien. That sounds much
Yeah.
better than this.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a Damian Wayne game in productions. It wasn't going to be an Arkham game, by the way. This was a different Elseworld. But because it got leaked so extensively, so WB decided to shut the project up. Basically, I wish the Suicide Squad game was leaked extensively. Then they wouldn't have made this game. That's what I would have wanted.
Well, since I don't cover games extensively on my channel, I have no reason I need to support it. See, it's different with James Gunn's Superman movie, the Superman Legacy. Because I cover movies on my channel, I have to watch it so I can cover it. But since I don't cover games on my channel, I have no reason to spend my money on it.
But because of me, I have to cover it. You see, because I'm covering games, so it's one of the games I do cover. The league game would have been great. Yeah.
Exactly. But that's why I'm glad to have you on my channel because I have someone who's actually played the game so that we actually know what we're talking about. Someone knows what they're talking about on this discussion at least. But I think here's my biggest issue, I think, honestly, with this being part of the Arkham franchise is that this is a Batman, because you put it in the Batman franchise, in the Arkham franchise, the
Yeah.
Batman that we kill is a Batman that we followed for so many times, so long right now. Like, this is a Batman that we've grown attached to over 4 different games. We've seen this guy's backstory. We've seen him develop as a hero. We've seen his pain, his struggles, when he's lost, when he thought Alfred was, well, I guess when technically Alfred did die in Arkham Origins, Batman just revived him. But we saw that pain that Batman had. When we saw him upset when he thought Gordon died in Asylum. When he was trying to go after Talia in Arkham City. Like the pain, like this is a version of Batman that we grew attached to. So I don't know why they would think developing a game where we celebrate killing him, that Batman, was a good call.
That it's like I said before. It's like Warner Brothers, the higher ups seeming to only think about the money and the green dollar, the green eyes rolling. But in terms of, Rocksteady Superman, there was never a Rocksteady Superman game in development. I can tell you that as 100% fact. Rocksteady never pitched a Superman game. Otherwise, I would have known about it. I would be jumping for joy if they did that. If
I
they
think it's hard to
go on.
I think it's hard to develop a Superman game though because you have to like have Superman. You have to give him all these powers that the player. You have to. I think as an engine developing that would be a lot harder. Plus, because Superman's invulnerable to stuff, it's hard to play as him and like have certain things be a challenge all the time because
Oh, there's many ways to make a Superman game though, Batman. There's some ways that I know that a lot of people don't seem to realize. Like, I mean, Factor 5, literally, they were a studio that were planning to make a Superman game, and it was have destructible environments. Uh, there was all these different things where Zod was going to be in the game, Doomsday was going to be in the game.
Not this guy.
Not this Zod, no. But it was going to be, yes, Zod was going to be in the game, Doomsday was going to be in the game, Darkseid as well. We were able to go to Apocalypse.
Oh, wow.
So this was all around about 2008. But because the financial recession and everything, it caused the game to collapse and cancelled because of that. But Warner Brothers have been trying to make a Superman game since then, and they've been trying it with WB Montreal, and I do know that as a fact too, with concept art and assets, especially considering one of them was going to have Doomsday and Brainiac, and the title was going to be called Superman Unbound.
Oh, wow. So it
Yes,
sounds really interesting. See, this is why I like having a gaming guy on my channel for these gaming topics, because then I get the juice.
yeah, you get to choose how me.
And well, another thing just with the Arkham franchise, isn't Amanda Waller not voiced by C.H. Pounder, who
No,
that's her name, and who voiced her in Arkham Origins, mind you?
yeah, it's not the same person. It's Deborah Wilson, who was in Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. She's the person that's in Suicide
Uh,
Squad.
Is she the one who played the Cal's mentor person?
Yeah, she's the one who's like kind of fell off the uh kind of fell off the what's it called, Jedi Order type of thing.
Yes, yes. I played the first game. I have the second game, and I'm gonna start that one soon. But I see, but this is my issue though. You already casted an actor from the DCAU in that universe. Now, I understand with Arlene Sorkin, there were some issues. I know they wanted Arlene Sorkin for Arkham City, but something fell through with that. That's why they had to recast. But if you have the option to not recast a DCAU actor, you shouldn't do it, with the exception of Arkham Origins, because it did make
Mm,
sense to have a younger guy playing Kevin Conroy. Like, I don't even consider that a recast, because that's like saying that that's you're casting a guy to play a younger version. So I don't even call that a recast. But so that's why if you're doing if you're doing a new universe, that's okay. But and I'll tell you, Teladia, that's actually an issue I had with Assault on Arkham, is that Assault on Arkham was supposed to be in the Arkhamverse, but they recasted so many people in that game. They recast Deadshot, they recast Riddler, and I'm gonna say it. They recast Joker. Yes, I know Troy Baker voiced Joker in Arkham Origins, but here's the thing: when Assault on Arkham's supposed to take place, that's the point where he should sound older, like Mark Hamill, whereas Troy
yeah.
Baker does a good job of sounding like young Mark Hamill. So that's why I kind of actually, and Harley Quinn, they recast Harley Quinn too. So that's why I
Yeah.
had an issue with Assault on Arkham being in the Arkhamverse because of all the recasting they had to do.
I mean, Tara Strong was obviously part of the animated universe to DCAU, if you did not know that.
Yeah, Batgirl.
Yeah, as Batgirl, yeah. So I think they probably thought, well, what would be an ideal choice is just to bring someone that was in a DCAU. That's why they recasted her.
And Tara Strong does a great job. I mean, I definitely notice in Arkham City she sounds more like Arlene Sorkin than she does now. Like
Yeah,
I definitely think in City she tried to sound more like Sorkin because I think it was kind of fresh off having Arlene
yeah.
Sorkin played her. And but yeah, in Origins Night and from what I've seen on this game, she sounds nothing like Arlene Sorkin. She sounds a lot like Timmy Turner in a lot of these videos, which, again, I know for those who don't know, in Fairly Odd Parents, Tara Strong voices Timmy Turner.
Yes.
So that's why you hear a lot of Timmy Turner. Like, in that clip where she kills Batman, I hear so much of Timmy Turner in that.
Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah. Oh, really? So,
Zod, yeah. I haven't got to that
and
part yet, but I've seen it on YouTube.
and we'll talk more about that later on, but overall, this just to me this felt like a disrespect to the Arkham franchise, and there
Oh
was
yeah,
no need to put it in the Arkham franchise.
there was yeah, I agree. There was no need for this game to be in the Arkhamverse. I think it should have been. What they should have done is Gotham Knights that should have been in the Arkhamverse, and the Suicide Squad game it should have been the other way around. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Oh, I actually agree with you 100%. It would have made a lot more sense if they did it like that.
People would have played that more than picking up Suicide Squad. Like people would just be like, yes. So
But I think the thing is, a lot of the stuff that they were doing wouldn't have been as big of a deal if it wasn't in the Arkhamverse.
yeah. So um
So, any final thoughts on this topic before we move on?
no, pretty much I can say that yeah, this game definitely disrespected Arkham franchise for sure.
Now, disrespect to Batman in general. So, forgetting the fact that this is Arkhamverse Batman, just going off this game in general. Now, so this is where we're going to go into deep spoilers in the clip. So, basically, what happens, the clip I saw, the clip that's in the description is I'm just going to assume that after you defeat Batman in gameplay, it goes to the cutscene where King Shark has Batman over his shoulder. Batman gives a big spiel. Harley Quinn gives a spiel, and then Harley Quinn shoots Batman in the cowl, and he dies. Just, I'll let you
But
start, Talati. What are your thoughts on that overall? And yeah, and again, you can use your what you know too from having played the game.
like here's the thing. Batman has lead cowl. And lead if you shoot something in lead with lead, normally you wouldn't be able to kill someone with that or delete them. That's the best way to put it. Delete them uh uh with that. But apparently they can, which is weird.
Yep, that was I that was the exact same too. I thought from that is that how can you kill Batman? He wears a bulletproof cowl. Like we know that Batman wears his stuff is decently bulletproof to a point, but
Yeah.
like I feel like the cowl is definitely that spot that definitely would not you could not kill Batman with a headshot for that reason. Eh, Like they could have at least had I don't know like maybe had Harley Quinn shoot him in the mouth or something if they really wanted to try to make it believable.
No, but it said in the beginning of the game, my cowl is made of lead, so Superman cannot see in it. That's what that's what
Oh,
Bat that's what Batman says.
and that's a good point too. Is the fact that it's done in cold blood. Because here's the thing: what Rocksteady needs to remember, we still care about these heroes. Like these are the
Mm,
ones that we care about. We don't really care about the villains as much as we do the heroes. So we want some respect shown to them.
agreed.
Oh, and one thing I want to add real quick with Kevin Conroy is there is a gravesite of Kevin Conroy and Arlene Sorkin in the game, right?
Yeah, there is a plaque on the wall in the Hall of Justice, remembering them. Yes.
Okay. Just want to address that real quick. Anyway, back here is that like Izada says, where do I find that comment of yeah, so cold-blooded murder, like why like here's the thing, especially me, I'm a Batman fan, and I believe that Batman cannot just get beaten very easily. I know that he doesn't have powers and stuff, and I know there are heroes that can beat him and whatnot, but like, let's be honest here. Except for King Shark, most of these guys were just human, and even King Shark, Batman has fought has a similar foe in Killer Croc.
Hmm. Yeah.
So these four are not the ones. And again, and look, I understand Tara Strong. This is no shade on Tara Strong. She's just defending the game that she stars in. So I don't blame her for that. The game's called Suicide Kills the Justice League. Yes. But this kind of, and I'll kind of bring this up in the in our last topic too. Then maybe this kind of goes against why the concept of this game was a poor idea from the start, too.
Yeah, for sure. Like the idea for killing the Justice League, I think it was based off a comic called in Rebirth called Justice League versus the Suicide Squad, where essentially Justice League faced off against the Suicide Squad in the comic. But there was no Brainiac. But the reason why they added Brainiac because they probably thought they would make money off it, and they've done
They
Brainiac before in video games. I'm just like it's kind of
Injustice too.
Injustice. Yeah, they've done Injustice, and they've done it again. It's like it's stale at this point.
I think they had Brainiac involved in it so that that way the players can have some justification in killing the heroes. Because I know I said I was just going to spoil that clip, but I did read this on Wikipedia. So is that Wonder Woman puts Flash mind control of Flash in the lasso of truth because Wonder Woman's
Yeah,
not mind control, but Flash is, and Flash says no. The only way is to kill us. There's no saving us. Lasso of truth. So I think that was like their way of being like, guys, you have to do this. There's no alternative. I think that's why I think they involved Brainiac so they could justify us
those
players
actions.
killing the Justice League.
Yeah,
But that's the thing. Batman, I'm very picky about how Batman goes out, is my point. So to tell me that 3 humans and 1 metahuman, those that Batman has fought before, mind you, 2 of them for sure, there's no way I could see them beating Batman like that of all the times. Like,
no, it's kind of weird of how Batman dies, like how they delete him. Like I'm just like, how? And it's crazy. Like, and I agree with Zart Writer. I'm literally am done with Warner Brothers. If the Wonder Woman game isn't up to standards of what I would expect a single player game to be, I'm so done with WB.
yeah, and here's the thing. At first with WB, the issue was the movies. But
Yeah,
now it's creeping into other stuff with this James Gunn stuff too, is that because of how James Gunn is integrating everything together, the problem is it's affecting everything now. At least under Hamada and Emmerich, only the movies got affected. And maybe some TV shows too that connected to the movies. But
yeah,
like the CW, as many issues that I had with the CW, it was safe from Emmerich and Hamada interference. Well, no, to a point. They were able to tell them they couldn't use certain characters. So, but in certain so not completely,
creative
I guess,
desi-
but
creative decisions they were able to put their inputs in.
Exactly. And video games were safe from them completely. Like they like
Yeah,
video games. No, nope, you don't get a say in video games. And that's the problem with this is that Gunn, who, let's be honest, made a very shitty Suicide Squad movie. Ironically, right? We're talking Suicide Squad game, and that's why we don't like James Gunn. His Suicide Squad movie. I mean, and other stuff too, but I'm not going to get too far into some of that real serious stuff. But yeah, I mean, the initial reason why we didn't trust him as DC co-head was the Suicide Squad game or movie. That was awful and lazily titled. So
do you not think it's
yeah,
another method of making a quick buck from US? What is USP, Ruth?
yeah, exactly. And hopefully he so can sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix, going out like a badass, like an Iron Man in Endgame death, like a Robert
Yeah,
Downey Jr. and Iron Man death. That's how Batman should go out, not like a punk. That's my biggest issue. He went out like a punk. He like a complete punk.
like a punk with a gun.
Yeah, ironically, because Batman. I mean,
Oh,
I,
I agree. Like Ruth, like I think it's another method of just making a buck from a unique selling point.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much because Warner Brothers just even though they're bleeding money, they think right now after the success of Hogwarts Legacy, they think they can do the same thing with DC gaming, and make money out of it. And it doesn't work like that in the video game world, especially with DC video games. And that's a
Wow.
fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I know this because I've been covering DC video games from 2014, 2015, and I've literally said on multiple occasions that Warner Brothers' biggest IPs are Batman, Superman, Justice League. Now, if you tarnish one of those brands, you're literally asking for trouble. And they've tarnished the Arkham brand, like they've tarnished the Arkham brand by making it a live service game. And the way they killed Batman in well, the disrespect in Batman in general is really bad in this game. So
Yeah, especially with the fact that it is a Batman that we've already grown attached to.
and you know what's also weird? It's flipping being made by Sweet Baby Inc., who aren't
Like
a good
what?
Sweet Baby Incorporated. They're the people who do the dialogues and all of this. This wasn't even Pa- Paul Dini's writing, or even Rocksteady. This another company got involved in the Suicide Squad game.
Okay, great, great. So I know Paul Dini never would have written that, and that's the thing. I mean, well, just because Kevin Conroy's in this game and he agreed to do it doesn't mean that we have to like the direction. Because I'll tell you, Teladia, again, I said earlier,
Yeah,
his live action appearance on the CW was the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen. That was used completely to prop up Batwoman, and the fact that that was Kevin Conroy's first and I guess only live action time as Batman, disgusting. And like, I don't judge actors for what they do. They need a paycheck, but
yeah,
like for example, a lot of people want to go after Jason Momoa. A lot of Snyder fans want to go after Momoa for doing that tap dance. And me, I'm like, I could care less. The guy needs to eat. Who cares if he's excited to do another role in the DCU? He needs a paycheck. I can't judge him for that. And that's how I feel with Kevin Conroy. Is like, and who knows? Maybe he didn't know how bad the game would turn out to be. Maybe he didn't really, because like you don't necessarily read the whole script before you agree to a project. But once you agree to the project, you can't just necessarily bow out.
yeah.
So, I mean, again, because we don't know that's a confirmed fact, I'm not going to put that on the disrespectful of Kevin Conroy argument. But
The disrespect to Batman argument is there.
yeah, exactly. That was a total, and like some of the dialogue he says too is like, "Are you done with your bad stand-up routine?" I'm like, Kevin Conroy Batman doesn't joke. Even mind, I don't care if he's mind controlled. He doesn't joke.
Yeah, it's weird. This is the writing was not done by Rocksteady. This was done by Sweet Baby Inc. And they aren't very good when it comes to writing. I mean, they did Marvel's Spider-Man 2 stuff as well. Sweet Baby Inc. did, and that's why it never won Game of the Year or it won no awards because of the writing. Truly believe that.
Yeah, but not this writing, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Now, anything about Batman in general before we move on to the suicides or to the last topic before we wrap up?
Uh, all I can say is yes, this is definitely disrespected to Batman in general.
Absolutely. And if this is how he is, if this is how James Gunn is for this game, I would hate to see how he's going to be for Brave and the Bold because he'll have a lot more influence on that game than and
Oh well, that's a movie, so
in his DCU in his universe. Like this isn't in his
yeah.
like keep in mind, this is not James Gunn's universe. This Brave and the Bold is his universe.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I hope I'll tell you this. I hope with Joker 2, I hope that Todd Phillips told James Gunn to shove his notes up his ass because Todd Phillips to me should have enough pull to avoid his notes. Now, last topic. I know this is technically titled Batman, but I wanted to add just the Justice League in general.
Oh yeah, this is definitely disrespecting the Justice League. I can tell you that from start. Yeah, but Superman supposed to die from kryptonite, from
Wait,
green kryptonite, but he
he doesn't
doesn't.
die. Wait, what?
Yeah,
Wait, it's not kryptonite. Is it a Kryptonian metal at least?
No, Wonder Woman basically, spoilers of course. Wonder
You can
Woman,
spoil it.
Wonder Woman basically stabs Superman with kryptonite, green kryptonite in his chest. He's supposed to land on the floor and die. He doesn't die. He flies off.
What? Did you
Yes.
just tell me that Superman got stabbed with kryptonite and he just recovered from it?
Yeah, yes.
Like, was he at least pulled away and like thrown in sunlight?
No. He flew off.
Wait, he flew off while he was near the kryptonite after being stabbed.
Yeah, the kryptonite hit his chest, right? Broke his House of L shield, and you could see that it was in his chest. And he still didn't die from it.
The kryptonite was in his chest,
Yes.
in his shield, and he
Yeah.
did not die.
And he did not die.
What?
God damn it, Corey.
You know, that's his opinion, and no, I mean it's not respectful to Superman though. That's the thing. It's not respectful to Superman to ignore an important part of his trait. His one weakness is that kryptonite is his weakness. He cannot just blow it off. That's not because here's the thing. If that doesn't kill him, then whatever they use to kill him will be a joke.
And you know what's also worse for the Justice League? Is the way the Flash, the way Green Lantern dies.
You know what? I know I said no spoilers, but towards the end, just spoil it. Who cares? If you don't want spoilers, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, Teladia.
Green Lantern's ring is supposed to fly off and find another host. It does not in this game.
Oh, right. It goes on King Shark, right?
Yeah, it goes on King Shark's finger. He pulls it off, puts on his finger. Or fin. I don't know. It's a fin. I think it's called a fin. Yeah, a fin. And he becomes a Green Lantern. I'm just like, huh?
I didn't even like the Batman animated series doing that with Penguin. Like in the cartoon called The Batman, season 5, he was teaming up with the Justice League, and there was an episode where Green Lantern Hal Jordan sends his ring to Batman, and Penguin intercepts it and used it. That bothered me, and that was just one episode of a TV series. This is a movie or a game, a whole game about the Justice League, about the Suicide Squad and the Justice League. And you're telling me that King Shark just puts on Green Lantern's ring and
Becomes a Green Lantern, yes. To
really,
take out to stop the force field and Brainiac ship. Yeah.
did they not see why?
I knew this
And
was
first
gonna
of
break
all,
Bat Dan. I knew this was gonna break.
you know, I mean, I'm just wondering how much James Gunn notes could he have if this game was far enough in development before he became co-head? Like this, like if James Gunn really had notes, this would have been a good note to give because if he really cared about his notes, it should be about preserving the lore, the respect of DC. Not this was approved by James Gunn, basically. If James Gunn really had notes and oh my, and then I do know Flash. I do know we're already past spoilers at this point. Who cares? When they kill Flash, I mean Captain Boomerang pisses on him. That was totally a Gunn note. I know that was a Gunn note. That's literally Gunn's humor.
Yeah.
And they made a dick joke too. Like it's like, oh, I get it. You're cursed every other way. That another Gunn joke. That's totally Gunn's humor. Wait, really, Zach? He admitted to giving notes to this game? So, what about Wonder Woman? To my understanding, Wonder Woman does not get mind controlled in this game. Is
No.
that correct?
No. She doesn't get mind controlled. And furthermore, um her her playing this thing is like she thinks she can beat the Justice League all on her own, and it doesn't work out for her.
Well, of course she. No one can beat the Justice League on their own. No Justice League member can beat all the others. I mean, like, okay, the one thing that they do that I liked is that they at least use notes from Batman for killing the Flash and Green Lantern.
Oh, she didn't use any of the notes that Batman left.
What about Suicide Squad? Didn't the Suicide Squad use his notes?
Yes.
Like Wonder Woman didn't, but it didn't work though. What I'm saying is that the people who succeeded in killing some of the members at least used Batman's notes.
Not all of them. I mean, the Flash died. I don't know how, but they killed the Flash, and Green Lantern they were able to beat him. Yeah, and as Zod Rider says, Wonder Woman gets fried like inside out like a smoked turkey with heat vision.
Yeah, Super Bowl Corey, you gotta watch the beginning of this discussion. Put it like that. You gotta watch the beginning of this discussion. I don't know if I'm gonna timestamp. You know what? I was gonna timestamp this one because, or let me hold up this comment here. I was not gonna timestamp this one because of I don't think it's gonna be as long of a stream, but just for you, Super Bowl Corey, I will timestamp it out just for you so that you can see what we said earlier about why this is a big deal. And well, I want to say this again. I know the game is called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, but even when that title came out, even before James Gunn had anything to do with DC other than that one stupid movie,
Yeah.
the premise still concerned me. That's the thing. Then maybe the premise was not justified.
No, no, it really has put a sting in my tail. It's like I was just like, oh god, another Brainiac story, and then furthermore, it's like I guess my question is more related to what you expect.
Well, again, we kind of covered it in the earlier sections.
Yeah,
But I mean, but also what I just said here is that again, I was already expecting not for it to not be great. Like here's the thing: no one was petitioning for a game where the Suicide Squad kills exactly. But the thing is, though, we're saying that the premise alone was already concerning. Is that the premise itself exactly that? Like this is what we're saying right here. Is that it was probably bullshit from the beginning. So yeah, Corey, just for you, my little, I'm surprised that Corey hasn't done this a certain thing yet. I'm
oh,
surprised
I know
Corey's come in.
he hasn't said Bat Dan was right.
No. There's something else he does to troll me that I'm surprised he hasn't done yet. Well, yep, this one. What Go back and watch the stream, dude. Go back and watch the entire stream. We're not recapping it for you.
My question is, why does it matter? Oh, Corey, I
He,
think your brother's gonna have a meltdown after playing the game.
well, okay, does it disrespect Superman though, right?
Dude, Superman doesn't die to green kryptonite.
Yeah.
Nah, he's not
So
playing it. Oh, tell him that's a good choice. Tell him that's a good choice.
yeah, exactly. What Zara said right here, he summarizes it very well. So now, so it disrespects Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Flash.
So it's basically you fight off against Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, and Batman. Those are the boss fights.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman isn't you don't fight her. So,
No, you don't fight her now.
but here's the thing again: these guys it's three humans and one
Metahuman.
metahuman shark.
Yeah.
Those are the guys who kill the Justice League, mind you.
Hmm.
Like, do people see an issue with this? I mean, I yeah. I know, and that's what I'm saying. We're so concerned about it. And again, no disrespect to Tara Strong, but that's why a lot of us had an issue with the game to begin with. So yeah, exact. It just and you know what? Basically, I don't know if I want to spoil the ending or not. Put it like this: they try to do the multiverse for the ending, but the problem is, multiverse or not, they're saying that this universe was the Arkhamverse. Like this is a universe where that stuff happens still. So yeah, I mean, anyone who's not covering it, unless you're Teladia who actually has to cover it on his channel, I say
Yeah,
boycott the game.
unless you're in my situation where you have to cover the game because of your fan base, then yeah, I wouldn't recommend picking it up.
Exactly. Like me, I'm going to cover Superman Legacy because I review movies on my channel, especially DC. So I guess any final thoughts you want to say on this topic before we wrap up?
All I can say is do not pick. I'm so disappointed with WB.
Okay, this sounds like a wrap up then. So overall, this game is just, it's disrespectful to Batman in so many ways. It's disrespectful to Batman for it being in the Arkhamverse and just beating Batman in general, and it's disrespectful to the Justice League. The only thing we did not say is Kevin Conroy, as he did agree to do this game, so we cannot say it's bad for him. But the other three stuff, absolutely. This game was an abomination. Guns notes or not, I think this game would have tanked, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
I mean, and here's the thing. Kevin Conroy might have not known how bad it was really going to be before he read the script. He might have known the Suicide Squad was going to, or the Justice League was going to die, but not necessarily to the degree or. If we don't know his financial situation, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been a Luke Skywalker. I mean, the thing is, we're never going to know because Kevin Conroy, isn't allowed to clarify this stuff, unfortunately. But I guess, do you have any final thoughts?
All I can say is, where if you're gonna get this game, get it on sale. Do not pick this game up day one. If you're gonna play the game, that is.
I'm going to play Jedi Survivor, I'm going to replay Miles Morales, and I'm going to play Spider-Man 2. Those are the
Yeah.
games I'm focused on right now.
Yeah.
This joke, and yep, Zod Rider. At the end of the day, this is another abysmal thing and why WB needs to be sold. Obviously, sells the HBO to Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix for the Snyderverse. Absolutely. But for DC in general, we need a new parent company. Discovery, what AT&T apparently wasn't it. Discovery wasn't it. Hopefully Universal or whoever else the buyer is will be it and they need to clean house completely this time. Do not leave remnants of the old regime because that's what seems to happen. Because now it's affecting the games.
Oh, by the way,
Wait, what?
uh, you misspelled disrespect in the title.
And no one said anything to me. No one said anything to me.
I didn't notice till now.
Wait, where did I spell disrespect? I can't even see it.
Disrespect to Batman at the title.
Yeah, well, like what's DIS respect? Isn't that how you spell it?
In the title, Batman says in the title you put DIS.
Oh, the title. Okay, well that's okay. I can fix that in post-production. I can fix that at least. I was more concerned about being misspelled here because that would be stuck on the stream, but the title I can fix. So
All right, cool.
thank you for pointing that out to me, Super Bowl Corey. Thank you. So overall, yep, this was abysmal. So hopefully, which is why coming up on my channel, we'll start with you, Teladi. What's coming up on you with you?
I'm just gonna continue on playing Suicide Squad until I beat the story, and then I'm gonna be done with it.
Any other streams you're doing? Any other streams coming up?
Oh yes, I have got streamed with Jared from Comics League, as we're gonna be talking about Batman Sub-Zero movie night tonight. we're going to be discussing that.
Oh, great. And yep, Corey loves trolling me with out of season Christmas stuff.
It's not Christmas. It's January.
February. Yep, Corey knows that bothers me, and that's why he does it. Corey's a... See, Corey, you're trolling Teladia, too. You're bothering Teladia, too.
I don't know.
Like...
But
But seriously, though, much love, Super Bowl Corey. Much love anyways. Anyway, coming up on my channel, so I will be doing... To get ready for Rebel Moon Part 2, I'm going to be reviewing all of Zack Snyder's movies. I got different guests on my channel. I already talked to El Necron about reviewing Dawn of the Dead, so on Monday, so that'll be coming up. And I have an interview with A-Pass on February 9th, so next Friday. Those should be burned down, in my opinion. No, burn those down. If you spend too much money on a Christmas tree, that's your own damn fault.
Corey was wrong.
Yep, hashtag Corey was wrong. But yeah, I'm excited for that one too. So be on the lookout for that. And guys, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more unique takes and interesting thoughts. And on that note, have a bat-tastic day.